Okay, number 21 on page 547. You're thinking of opening a restaurant. You need the average income, right? The mean income to be over 85,000 to support the type of upscale restaurant you wish to open. Take a sample of 50 people and then take the average of their income to see if you should open this restaurant. Okay, now, what is our parameter? Well, our parameter is going to be the mean income of 85,000. Okay, income, right? Now I would probably write a sentence that would go along with that, but I don't want to take the time to do that right now. And then let's see, the null hypothesis is, well, that the average income is 85,000. And then the alternative hypothesis, the one we want to prove, is that the average income is larger than 85,000. Okay, there you have it. Now we're going to talk about the type 1 and type 2 errors. So we take a sample, and the average income is not 85,000. 85,000 would be the average income here. We get a much higher income. So high that we'd be like, well, there's no way that the average income is 85,000 because we pick so many people that make so much more money. Okay, it must be bigger than 85,000. Okay, so what do we do for that? Well, we would reject the null hypothesis in favor of the alternative hypothesis. We're going to reject the fact that it's 85,000 and say it's higher than 85,000. That is a type 1 error. Okay, when we reject the null hypothesis, even though the null hypothesis is true. So we think that people make more money, but they really don't. What's the consequence? Well, you open a restaurant, and it's too expensive for everybody, and you go out of business. All right. Now, that is a type 1. Type 2 would be, well, we get an income that is close to 85,000, right? And what's the probability that we would get that? Higher than 5% if that's our alpha level. So what do we do there? We fail to reject the null hypothesis. Okay, we fail to reject the null hypothesis, which is a mistake, which means we think that the average income is 85,000, but it's actually a lot higher. What is the consequence? Well, we probably decide not to open our restaurant, and we miss a great opportunity because there were a lot of rich people, and we could have had a good time and made a lot of money. Okay, that is type 1 and type 2. These are real thinking problems. And letter C, let's see what that says. So at what significance level would you go with? 10%, 5%, or 1%? Well, if it was me, and if you're going to make a restaurant like this, it's going to be, $500,000 to open this restaurant. It's a lot of money, and it's a lot of risk. So I probably would go with a 1%. I want to be really, really sure that these people make enough money to go to my restaurant. That's what I would do. Okay, and that's how I would justify it. If it's a very low alpha level, it means that you really want to make sure that you're making the right decision. Okay. Next.